and showing you what I have. Now the Pico Gear mic system, which this is unbelievable. You know, I start my video and my pharmacy calls. It is 12 noon. uh, so that's the lunch bell. And I got dogs wandering in the background looking around. So anyway, I purchase all my own gear, and I don't make any money on reviews. Nothing's sent to me for free to look at or keep. And but I primarily purchase everything I buy from B&H Video out of New York, because I'm just a couple states down. Now, the Pico Gear Pico mic system that is on my Sony a7 III and picking up hopefully my audio right now is my primary audio, and that would actually go right here on this powered handle. I got a lot of these ideas from different YouTubers, and I'm very thankful for their guidance and lists that they put together for these rigs. Let's see if I can come up and maybe get this camera up on me a little bit more, maybe. And this is the Edelkrone Jib 1, which is a pretty cool automated motorized jib, and playing around with that. Here's Remy, by the way. So I have, let's start at the top. I have the Feel World Ultra Bright 7-inch 4K monitor, which is very helpful because I have focus adjustments on there that show me when my manual lenses are fully in focus. So that's this. That's going down to a power 12-volt barrel plug, which is here, coming down to a D-tap on my VM98MI Watson Pro battery, which is a 98 milliamp hour battery, and it has a very nice touchscreen display plus the battery indicator. So the digital display shows you how much voltage is going through the USB-C and the D-tap and anything else you may have plugged in. So right now we are using 15.7 volt on the battery. USB-C is using 9.2 volt, and D-tap is just showing whatever it shows on the side there. It actually, USB is 0 volts. So I have a micro USB and a full regular USB and a USB-C on top of this with one D-tap off the back. And the V-mount adapter is a Tilta ING V-mount adapter, which doesn't pass power through anything. It just pretty much holds the battery in place. And you'll notice here I've got the screen tilted out. That's the screen for the FX3. And if you notice behind, there's a release for the V-mount. I'm going to take that off because there's a way that you take that out and then that screen will sit flush against the battery, and you can kind of keep it there out of the way where it's not going to get snagged by anything. And it's good to have that as a settings screen, even though the Feel World 7-inch Ultra Bright handles all the visual stuff for me. I am using a, let's see what this is, a small rig, NATO rail mount for this, and the really nice small rig top handle addition, which adds probably about an inch onto the back and a metal rail, NATO rail on top, which is good to have. It actually makes that handle really a lot more comfortable, okay? This is not a light camera rig. This gear was probably close to 6.5 pounds in the box, and it is a heavy rig. You'll want to carry a tripod with you. Okay, so here is the, see if I can get that off. Now, this is the Tilta NATO rail power handle. There's a power button on here, and now my dogs are going crazy. Power handle, there's USB-C going out and a barrel plug for 12 volt. And that's a secondary battery. I can run my audio directly off of that going into the camera. USB-C on the VM98MI Watson Pro battery. USB-C to USB-C on the camera. And that slowly charges the battery, which in turn runs the camera. So there's no dummy battery, and the USB-C basically charges the battery as the camera is running and will keep it charged all day long. Let's see what else we have. We have the TA-T13 Tilta. I guess they call it a half cage. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this top handle. I may just go ahead and use the Tilta top handle, which may or may not be as comfortable a rig. We'll see. Got follow focus. Boom, here. That's more than likely going to go on this 10 millimeter rail. So that I can get to it easy right up in this area. My dogs are all out here now. And let's see, then I have a SLR Magic Micro Prime Cine lens on here. And this is the 50 millimeter T1.2. Very, very good lens. Very cool lens. Whoop, there's my doggy over there again. And it is a full manual lens. So you definitely need a focus pulling wheel or a motorized focus pull. The cool thing with the FX3 is there's a program called Monitor Plus. And Monitor Plus pretty much sets up a Wi-Fi connection between the FX3 and your iPad. And if you have electric focus pulling and zoom and that sort of thing, you can use your iPad as basically a field monitor, a second monitor. And that's pretty handy, and I'm going to be using that. Told you about the Watson battery. The Tilta Mirage matte box. And this is not a cheap piece of gear. It comes with a bottom base plate, which you can run through the rails. And these are 10-inch, 15 millimeter rails. And I think I said 10 millimeter on this rail. I think that's a 15 mil also. Anyway, and then this clamps to your ring on your lens. And the very cool thing about this is it has, if I can get the actual filter out without removing it, it has a variable ND filter, which you're not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to get out right now. And you can put a nanomotor on here, and this actually is an ND filter to darken or lighten your ISO out in the field. And anybody that shoots with the FX3 knows that ISO, it can get bright when you're bright outside. It can get blown out and washed out pretty easy. So having that ND there is nice. And then having the ISO ring on the camera itself or on the lens itself is nice. Okay, so showed you the power Tilta handle. That actually uses a MPF battery, a Sony MPF battery. And let's see if I can pop that out. So this is a MPF 550 battery pack, and it's a 14.8 watt hour lithium ion, 7.4 volt. So that'll keep, that's kind of like a secondary battery for the camera. And that just locks in, snaps in. Side handle here. And of course, when you're holding it, that ring or that focus wheel gets in the way right here. So that's definitely going to be moved. And like I said, it's not light, but you know, I am 140 pounds, 141, something like that, and I could definitely shoot with this on a real regular basis. You know, it's comfortable enough. Okay, I think that's probably about it. This is the Tilta Mirage or Tilta center rail, and that's NATO. This came with it. It is a US or HDMI to HDMI, and it comes with a little key that fits on the bottom of the cage. That's about it. I do not shoot in RAW. I shoot, you know, in standard mode with this, and it's a real nice camera. It probably has the same form factor when built out as a FX3 or 6 maybe, but I definitely like the functionality that this gives me. You know, pretty much 3 screws and I'm back to an easy handheld, something really light for running and gunning. In the meantime, I could put this on a tripod and go to town with it. Anyway, I'm Jay with jrwelded.net. This is my cinema rig, the FX3 Sony. Take care.